Hi guys, we are here today to talk to you about recidivism. Recidivism is a relapse into a previous behavior, mode, basically something you've done in the past, and more specifically to our terms, it is a relapse into criminal behavior. So for instance, if you have gone into the federal justice system, if you've gone to jail or prison, and you get out, and then you commit another crime and have to go back, you become a statistic of recidivism. And 67% roughly of inmates commit a crime within the first 3 years of their release. Over 50% are in the first year. 54.6% of people who commit a crime and go back, who are part of this recidivism statistic, 54.6% have a severe mental illness.
Wow, look at these shoes. Oh wow, they cost way too much.
Where are the sparkles? Not on me.
Hands. Fingers. Okay, wait, but I can explain. Oh, officer, these cuffs are too tight. Can you loosen them up, please?
I don't care.
Please? Oh God, what's gonna happen to me? Oh goodness. Officer, the cuffs are too tight.
You are here today because you have been accused of stealing some pretty shoes that was seen last week, and we saw you taking the shoes according to a testimony by our witness officer over here. Do you have anything to say in the line of court?
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
It was you.
Very good.
All right. Have you ever been convicted of a crime? Oh. We'll be in touch.
It's my 30th job application. I've got to get this job. Hi. I'm applying for the janitorial position. Here's my application.
You have a lot of good qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've been convicted of a crime?
Yes.
I'm sorry, we can't help you.
But,
We don't work with felons.
okay, well, you know what? Fork over all the cash.
Take it all.
And don't chase me. Not again.
You again.
Oh. I didn't do it this time either. I just needed some food. Oh, these are too tight, officer. How you gonna just let me go?
You again. Well, in violation of your 5-year parole, you're going to get 10 more years in prison. Guilty as charged.
Forever behind iron bars, there she will forever lie.
Hi guys, we are going to talk to you about some solutions to the talk to you about some solutions for recidivism. And you had touched on something about possibly having some type of program for inmates when they are released.
Right, so I think that one of the biggest issues is that fuels recidivism is that a lot of the people that come out of prison cannot get sustainable jobs to pave the way for a better future. So I feel like if we were to implement some type of long-term programs that kind of guide and pave the way for a job to be more attainable, then recidivism could possibly go down in the future.
Absolutely, because if you come out and you've done 6 months or you've done 20 years, you're looked at as a convicted felon just the same. And what happens when you're in there is you become accustomed to a certain life. So not only could these programs help you with jobs, but they could just help you reintegrate into society as a normal civilian. And having that convicted felon makes everything harder, from getting into school or getting a job. So I think that's a great idea. I absolutely think we should have programs in place for something like that.
Recidivism does depend on whether inmates go back to their old neighborhoods, because when you go back to a neighborhood that has a pre-existing concentration of criminal activity, you're more likely to commit a crime. But if you go back to a neighborhood that has a high level of security and police, you're less likely to commit another crime.
Other measures of reducing recidivism rates can also be found inside prisons, such as if you make prison sentences less harsh than how we have extremes in America, or such as reducing solitary confinement or harsh prison cells, you can possibly reduce levels of recidivism, because in said harsh prison life, they may end up growing antisocial or unable to cognitively be aware of how to handle the more social situations when they get out of prison.